Hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel WYRD is the New Black. My name is Kat and sorry about the delay. I've had the Mercury retrograde shadow has made itself well and truly known. My charger for my laptop exploded in the plug socket, literally blowing itself in half and taking out all the electrics in my house. Then Amazon's next day delivery service turned into a 5-day delivery service, and I'm still awaiting the charger, but somehow I've managed to cobble together a section that I found in a random box. It's like, this is why you keep random cables in random drawers in your house, because one day, you never know, you're like, I think I got one of them. So, still waiting for my replacement charger, but somehow I've managed to kind of get through. Anyway, enough about that nonsense. I hope everything's well with you and not exploding. So, this is a pick a card reading on a random karmic read, and this is a requested reading. I haven't done one in a while, so I acquiesced, and thanks for the suggestion. You know who you are. Hope you enjoy it. It will be a channeled read. My stuff with channeled reading does tend to be incredibly specific. So, I have been told by my guide that these readings are for people that do need to hear them. It's not a case of just like being nosy. These readings are intended to be reassuring or to give insight into something. So I'm quite excited because it sounds quite juicy. And I never really know where it's going to go. I just start somewhere and when I just roll. So take your time in selecting. Do take your time, do be drawn, do gravitate towards a particular pile. If that pile doesn't resonate, which I think you will know about very quickly, then try a different pile. If none of the piles resonate, it's just not your reading, and my guide just wants you to know that there are other people that need to hear things more significantly. So yeah, lovely to have you back on board, and take your time, and I will see you as ever on the other side. Bye my darlings. Hello Stack One and welcome. So as you know, this is a purely channeled read, and with the channeled reads I do get like quite specific information. So if it doesn't resonate, then do pick another pile. It feels pretty complicated between those two. I'll be completely honest, it does feel pretty complicated. And for me, it's just a case of trying to figure out where to start. So I'm just going to pick up on what I've perceived to be the now energy of these two and see where we roll to from there. So, the now energy from this karmic feels somewhat murderous towards your person, is what I'm picking up. The energy is feeling extremely cold. It feels like they want to lash out. They want to hurt your person. And I'm getting it's because they feel hurt by your person. And it's a form of retaliation. Yeah, they feel injured. This person feels really injured to me. They're watching your person closely, and currently my feeling is that they have not expressed this energy. It's being really bottled. Yeah, it's locked up. In the cellar is what Spirit is saying. It's like in a cellar in them. And there's like really reinforced doors, and that's what I'm seeing. This person, this karmic, knows how to keep a lid on things in no uncertain terms, and is very, very cool and collected on the exterior. They disguise their energy, but they can't disguise it from your person. Your person does see their energetic. Your person can read this person extremely well, and your person uses it to their advantage. And currently, they're considering toying with this karmic, and the karmic knows it. I feel like this is a pattern. I feel like your person is toying possibly with the concept of another person alongside. This could be you, this could be someone else. My feeling is that they know that there's a level of interest in them outside of this relationship that they're in, and I feel like this is an established relationship with this one, with this karmic and your person. It feels like, yeah, they've been here for some time. There is this kind of a certain familiarity with this situation, because I feel like this is something that has happened before. I think your person plays games with this karmic, and games with their emotion, and sort of flirts or dallies around the edges with other people involved in this relationship. And it's because underlying all of this, your person is obsessed, I think, with control and power and manipulation. I'm just putting it out there. Again, if this doesn't resonate, take another pile. But I really feel that that's where your person is coming from. I'm seeing an ill-aspected magician card in my mind, and therefore literally next to the devil card in my mind is what Spirit is showing me. And for me, that is like an obsession with manipulation, an obsession with feeling that they can play with other people's emotional content. And the karmic is kind of the one that is chosen to be played with, because I feel like this person is your person is very, very clever, extremely clever, and very observant too, but they are misusing a very powerful magical energy is what I'm getting with this. Misusing it, misdirecting it, and it's feeding a force within them that is very dark. And that is going to dislocate. Yeah, there's some kind of is going to detach them from the true heart of their innocence. That's what I'm hearing, the word innocence. Because what I'm getting from your person is that they use a mask of innocence as part of their sort of manipulation repertoire when it comes to this karmic. And this karmic knows it, and it's very triggering. And I totally understand that, because it's really bloody annoying when people pretend to be dumb, who you know are sharp as a tack. And it's an obviously bad attempt at deception as well. But that's part of the point here, that your person is wanting them to know that they're looking elsewhere, or that they've got other options. It's an ego thing. And also it means, I feel like your person in the past has had people compete for them, and it's made them feel good about themselves, and it's really appealed to their vanity. And it's kind of a hook. They're kind of hooked still in this space. They kind of perceive themselves in sort of glorious terms in this energy. It's just... oh, my life, your person, my life. I feel that your person has convinced themselves that their devil energy comes from an innocent space, comes from some kind of naivety or some kind of... But, I mean, they can trick the karmic maybe, they can trick themselves, but they can't trick karma. You just can't trick... You can't pretend to the universe that you don't know something that you know. The energy frequency you emit is completely different. It's basically a space of denial, and I feel that that's a big energy. Within your person, I feel like that they like to deny things, that they don't like to acknowledge full responsibility. This feels very much like an energy that just hasn't matured. I'm seeing like page and knight kind of forces going on with this person, and it feels like something happened. Oh, okay, so this is about teenage energy. This is about something happening in the teenage years which has triggered this kind of cyclic behaviour, I feel. And this cyclic behaviour is occurring and has occurred, I feel, in the relationship with this karmic. I told you it was complicated, right? Your person's quite interesting on a psychological level. I mean, I think that, whole studies could be set up around their mindset. I mean, I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm learning here. But I'm really not respecting at all the energy that I'm coming up against. It's very Machiavellian is what it is. Yeah, I just... this karmic currently is very, knows what's going on. So your person is in, I feel, the early phase of a dalliance. They could be messaging a lot or something, or disappearing, or I don't know, something that there's changes in their behavior that the karmic recognizes as part of this phase, and exactly at the beginning of the phase. And they've been through this on a number of occasions, and I feel like this karmic feels like they made real headway the last time round. Do you know what I mean? That things had vastly improved, but because I think this karmic actually managed to put their foot down, is what I'm getting. But just because you tell somebody that you don't want them to behave a certain way and that you won't put up with it, doesn't mean that they will change if you continue to put up with it, which I feel like she has continued to put up with this energy. So part of their spiritual pathway here is to learn very strong boundaries. But more than that, it's more a kind of emotional self-survival. And they are starved on an emotional level, this karmic. There's a sense of real emptiness in the heart of things. It's sad, and it feels very neglected, and I feel I don't think this karmic had an easy time of it as a child, is what I want to say. And I'm being shown the energy of like late childhood before pre-teenage energy here. And I feel like this is part of the sort of the higher spiritual lesson between these two in their connection, is this karmic's need to hold on and not be rejected or overlooked or discarded, and therefore keeps getting this energy. Then they put their foot down, expresses like strong boundaries and strong, but it's very, very like, it will be this way, is what I'm getting. So to the extreme. None of this affects your person's behavior, because your person's behavior is coming from a trauma space or some kind of ego space that existed in the teenage realm. This is I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into it in this way, but I mean, what comes across, but it still feels very psychological. It's almost like Spirit is trying to give you the rundown here on the psychology of why these people are the way they are, or why your person is in this relationship. And I feel like because it's not a normal thing at all, I'm really struggling to understand, and I get it. I would totally be in the same position listening and being like, what the hell? Because there is an aspect in this relationship of what the hell are you doing? And they're just on the cusp of a new cycle, a new wheel of karma, is what I'm hearing, these two, if something doesn't change dramatically this time around. But it's got to confront them with their inner space. It's got to confront them with those areas in themselves where they are very scared. Both of these individuals are scared, and they've got into modes of behavior that they haven't actually stopped to look at in terms of the patterns. There is a lot of self-awareness around your person, but it's misdirected, and you focus on what you focus on, and you get good at what you focus on. Your person's really good at games. They're really good at like maneuvering, but they will continually push a person's trust, is my feeling, until the person they're dealing with is forced to walk away because they no longer trust your person. And it's almost like they've got to challenge themselves with this energy. God, so weird. Your person does not like to have their authority challenged, but there's some kind of dependence on having this particular person stay in their life. And that dependence that they've had is genuine. genuinely coming, and what I mean is genuinely coming from a space of vulnerability. This karmic can see that in your person, and they feel badly about rejecting it because they are acutely aware of what a sense of rejection or like neglect feels like. And so he or she, your person, pushes the buttons of this karmic in a way that makes them feel compassionate or sorry for your person. And so they understand each other to a large degree, but like woefully missing the point of their relationship, these two, which is to confront the inner child, the inner teenager, and really face it. Really, I think both these people could do with like professional psychiatric help or psychotherapy or counselling or this is complex. It's complex stuff, and there may also be a need or some kind of need for medication is what Spirit is saying here. Like they're saying ideally in a natural sense, but there may also be a need to assist, and I'm thinking maybe this could be antidepressants or something like that. I don't know. There is this feeling that they need to be kind of assessed, like especially your person. I feel like this situation is coming to some kind of critical mass, and either that will cycle over into another entire cycle of karma, which would be hellish. But I'm feeling that this karmic just doesn't. They are white hot furious with your person. They just can't abide this anymore. It's just feeling so dependent though. They feel like they wouldn't know what to do otherwise, or I mean this is like a game that's been going on for so long, and it's Spirit showing me now a record stuck in a groove. I mean, this is some kind of horrendous, like, living purgatorial, emotional, painful journey. And it's dependent really on whether your person goes there or whether they dally outside of this situation. I feel like that one or the other of these people needs to end it, but they are both hiding from their own fears behind the skirts of the other, if you see what I mean. I feel sorry for people who come anywhere near to this dynamic or try and befriend either of your people, or I just feel like it would be fairly impossible to handle the combination of these two energies for very long, which means that I feel that there's an isolation here, and that again is tapping into being part of the problem with these frequencies. Spirit has just said to me, it's about competition, which makes complete sense. I feel like I was missing the fundamental piece, and okay, Spirit says now it's going to form itself into an easier picture for me. So what's fundamental to this situation is competition. Your person, I feel, is competitive by nature, but they don't like to be challenged at all, is what I'm getting. So this is very insecure energy that attracts competitive energy to it because there's a weakness there that they need to firm up within themselves. They need to feel more secure within themselves. But what they like is people competing over them. And I feel like this karmic has won out by being maybe this karmic's won out in some way on several occasions is what I'm feeling. So there is this kind of respect here as well for the capability of this person to have managed to kind of stick around in this situation. I feel like your person feels, I think, that kind of that love belongs to the one that fights the hardest, or the one that, you know, refuses to give in, or refuses to budge, or refuses. It's a very combative energy associated with love. It's not what maybe you would perceive as love. It's certainly not what I perceive as love. It's a very it's a very sort of, I want to say it's like a corrupted masculine force is what I want to say. Whether this person is male or female, there's some corruption in the masculine frequency. So I feel like your person is feeling insecure at the moment, and that is what's triggering this behavior of wanting to dally, wanting competition to show itself so that they can feel wanted or loved or needed, and also get the karmic to respond, or you know, be able to trigger so that they can get reassurance that the love is still coming from that space. This is a very fucked up version of love, is what I'm saying. But I feel like this karmic has been through the ringer a bit, and I feel sad for that energy. And I also feel that, you know, for this person's higher self, they need to just be able to cut away from this situation, be able to end this situation. I feel like you want to stay as far away from this as is humanly possible at this point in time would be my advice to you. I would not involve in this very complicated dynamic. It's going to confuse you for a start. It's going to be baffling the hell out of me. It's going to take a huge, I feel, act of providence, or, you know, a tower moment where things fall apart, that between these two, for them to truly accept. Actually, the karmic's further along though. I think the karmic is not far from fully accepting that it's an untenable situation on an emotional level, and I feel like there's a lot of effort put in here on multiple levels by this karmic. Feels very capable, I would say, like, and you know, and I just feel that they've settled for something that neglects them, and neglects their needs, and neglects their wants. But I feel when it gets to that point where you just can't survive another go around with that kind of thing, then things end. And I am seeing Queen of Swords up here, so I feel like your person's karmic has the capability of severing this should things look like they're going to go the same way or go down a similar pattern that they've been in before. But actually, I think that your energy with your person is impacting this situation, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, it just is what it is what I'm feeling with that. It's more like I feel like you observe that there's a lot of need for healing here, because that's what I'm feeling. That on its own is very, very obvious. There's a lot of need for reparation and healing, because this is an untenable situation, and it's absolutely energetically exhausting, and on both levels, for both parties to be in this position, it will really affect their life force. It will really affect their sense of abundance, which is then in turn going to affect their physical reality. If they don't breathe some kind of transparency, like clear transparency into this situation, it feels very sad and very complicated and very messy and very confusing for both parties. And I really, don't get caught up in this. It's a really this would be a really difficult situation once caught in to break free from, is what I want to say. And that devil energy that I was seeing earlier is really coming out. Spirit is really pointing out the shackles in that card to me. They're like, it's an energy of feeling shackled, and it's shackled to behaviour, shackled to, there's a lot of persecution that both your karmic and your person get into. Persecution that both your karmic and your person get into is what I'm getting from this situation. And that sort of just triggers another go around, because they need to get into that energy, get beyond the persecution to what's actually going on underneath those spaces. So get beyond the space of judgment. I often feel like the ego exists in our judging of how we're feeling. And we feel how we feel, and that's very real and very true. But the second that we judge ourselves for feeling a certain way, is when the ego steps into that space. And I really feel like it's very confused, this energy. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for you. There's not much else I really want to tell you or can go into here. That felt like a bit of a brain ache. It's a complete brain ache. But I really hope it helped. And if it did resonate, please do hit the like button. Really helps me. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, subscribe. And I will see you guys again soon. Bye, guys. Hello, Stack2, and welcome. So yeah, with my channeled readings, as I mentioned, they're very detailed, and I think you're going to know very soon whether this is a reading that resonates with you or whether it doesn't. So I'm going to kick off by saying that I will be using the she pronoun about the karmic in this reading, because what I'm picking up is hyper-feminized energy, like hyper-feminized, overblown girlishness is what I want to say. Hair flick, eyelash batting, girlishness, and that does a disservice to the girls I know who would be mortified by this energy, just as every woman out there would be. This would have the suffragettes like rolling in their graves. This is not what they fought for, is the frequency coming through here, and this is a real problem of version of femininity in our society, because this femininity dotes on a kind of need to be looked after. So what I'm getting from this karmic is a child mode frequency which they play upon in order to get stuff done for them. This is the kind of karmic that doesn't believe their hands and arms were invented for lifting, picking things up, carrying stuff. That's blue job. That's a blue job, not a pink job, not a sparkly pink unicorn flavoured job, which would be more their kind of a job. But it doesn't actually involve any work, is what I'm getting. The karmic really does know how to get the masculine frequency that they're dealing with to do stuff for them by doting on their lack of capability, is what I want to say. Oh, you're so brave. Oh, you're so strong. Oh, you're so capable, etc. So there's a lot of flattery involved in this space in order to get stuff done for them, because this karmic is used to getting stuff done for them, and they're pretty good at it, is my feeling. Now, some of these people might be very attractive. That might not resonate for all of you, but some of them may use their physical attraction in order to promote doing nothing. Basically, I'm picking up real lazy energy from this karmic. This karmic is kind of disinterested in the world at large, is what I'm getting here. Like, they are not interested in intellectual things or in learning or development. No, not at all. Not self-development. They are very interested in how they appear socially to the outside world, or whether they have props with other females because of this. But I don't think that this is a person that actually deals well with other female energy, because they perceive it as a threat. This is the sort of person that would be like, oh no, I'm get on really well with men and I don't get on well with women. Women don't understand me. And the reason for that is because no women want to be their friend. It's like, because they would compete, is what I'm feeling. They would compete with other women, or they would try and undermine other women. It's always about being the most attractive, or top of the pedestal, or the one that is considered the prize. This is a karmic that has absolutely no problem trophying themselves. In their mind, their role is fulfilled by, turning up, looking good, making your person look good by being on their arm, kind of thing. There could be an age gap here, quite a significant age gap for some of you, not so significant for others, because this person could be knocking 60 and still behave this way. This is a maturity level thing, or this is something that they've found works for them. And they have chosen never to really go deeper than that. This is their version of what a relationship does. But this karmic would also have a zero hesitation in throwing over your person on behalf of another person that could give them more or do more for them. And there could be a very material energy to that. They could be looking for somebody with money who can provide something to them, and as far as they're concerned, they don't really need to put in a great deal of effort, and the effort that they do put in will be towards themselves. It'll be a pampering kind of an energy towards themselves. So it'll be lots of spa days, or the latest lipstick, or that's what I am getting. Very, very shallow material, girlish vibes from this person. This karmic is all about projection, all about projecting that everything is wonderful within their relationship, and that they are in the perfect position, and it's princess energy. There is proper princess energy up here, and they want a sugar daddy. And I think that your person is providing this kind of sugar daddy energy to this karmic at this point in time. And this is a complete, like, ego massage zone, is what I want to say. It's icky. It's icky. It's like the Hugh Hefner issue, is what I'm getting here. Only Hugh Hefner launched many careers and was terribly transparent about what he was doing, where this is not the case with these people. They fool themselves so capably as well here. But I'm feeling your person is actually a little bit insecure underneath. And so they keep showering this person, the karmic, with attention and with maybe gifts or goods, or a sense of luxury, or they do a lot for this person, because I feel like in some way they don't feel that they measure up, even though that is buried deep within your person. So I don't think it's even conscious. I think that they're doing it because it's almost a subconscious thing. And again, I am feeling that there could be an age gap, and that's possibly why, or that they fear this person leaving them and shattering this very fragile, I want to say chintzy image that they've got going on. So this could be the Instagrammers, the Facebookers, look at our selfies, aren't they gorgeous, kind of set that we're dealing with here. Doesn't have to be, but they are definitely in it to promote an image. And now Spirit's showing me like those couples in Hollywood that are set up to date each other to raise their profiles. So in some way, shape or form, this is benefiting both of these people to be involved with each other. But what I'm getting from this karmic is boredom. Yeah, I am picking up that they're bored. there's a lot on their phone. This person, I feel, is a lot on technology, always checking out what other people are doing. Keeping up with the Joneses is what's coming up for me here. And the more bored this karmic gets, the more your person is going to have to work super hard to please her. She is very demanding, this person, and she's very subtle at giving the cues of boredom as well, or that things aren't up to a particular standard that she's used to dealing with. But boy, if there could be an award for fake smiles, this karmic would win it. Fake smiles and laughing at the right times, and trying to feign an interest in your person when they may have very little in common, really, fundamentally here. But what they've got in common is a love of being seen and being admired and being perceived as being successful in worldly terms. This is what I would describe as some kind of spiritual prostitution. That's how it feels for me with this. It's a selling out of the soulful energy in order to gain in the material. But I feel like your person knows better. I feel like the masculine energy in this knows better. And they are trying very hard to kind of push down, not look at, see, bury, avoid any level of getting in touch with themselves in that frequency, because it would reveal some home truths that they really, really don't want to look at. Whereas the karmic feels like a spoiled energetic. She feels like that she's used to this, that this is normal, that this is the way things go, that this is, you climb the ladder, basically. You climb the ladder of relationships to get to where you want to go and to be provided to. And there are really not very many checks and balances in her behaviour, and I don't think that... And I think as well she might have a very, wicked temper, this karmic, if there is any level of threat to what is deemed the perfect look or the perfect presentation of her chosen relationship before she deems it appropriate to upgrade to another relationship. And she is always scouting for other attention, different attention from other frequencies, in order to keep her options well and truly open. And the masculine frequency, your person, they know this. They know this. They don't want to see it. They would rather be admired or have their friends be jealous. Or I think for both of these people, a sense of other people's jealousy gives them a sense of achievement, which is really sad. But currently, this situation feels like it's suitable for both of these people at this moment in time. It suits their agenda. And I can understand why you would be very frustrated with this person. I feel like this is a situation where maybe this person has left you, or maybe have had an established relationship with you, and thrown it over for something that seems very frivolous. And it is frivolous. It really is. And that doesn't have to be the situation with you, but there is frivolous energy up here. It's all about the senses and indulging sensory pleasures. But like I say, this karmic's not engaged in a heart space. They're not involved in a heart space. And I think your person is probably more of the giver in this situation. I think that there's more riding on it for them in terms of it working out, is what I'm feeling. This is an antiquated version of masculine and feminine roles, because the masculine role here is the father. And I think in some sense this actually benefits the masculine in this frequency, because they have the ability to be unquestioned in the decisions that they make, and feel that they don't have to involve this karmic in maybe their work decisions or their financial decisions, or as long as they keep this karmic happy, they and provide enough to this energy, they are left sort of unquestioned in however else they want to behave or whatever they want to do with their world. And so it's kind of a very, very distinguished, like pink and blue roles, where they consider that they deal with all the important stuff, is what I want to say. And in truth, I don't think this karmic would be able to deal with the important stuff. I don't believe that they have a great deal of experience in practical areas or in almost, what do I want to say? Anything that involves paperwork is coming to mind. Or anything boring. Anything the karmic would deem as boring, which is pretty much everything apart from keeping up with the Joneses. And maybe they have a side business or something like hobbyish that this person does to keep themselves, the karmic, to keep themselves occupied or interested. But again, it would be nothing without initial investment or effort that they're unwilling to put in, but they would be willing to hire somebody to put in the effort for them. It's that kind of feeling. They like the idea of stuff, but then when it comes down to the brass tacks of it, they don't want to chip a nail. They don't want to get their hands dirty. This is not the kind of karmic that likes that energy at all. They like to stay clean and glossy and well presented. And there is significant self-regard in terms of the ego space here, in terms of their ability to be better than others. And that's how they determine their self-worth, is by comparing themselves and feeling that they're better than other people. And any indication that they might not be as good as somebody else means that that person is either jettisoned from their world and they won't tolerate them, or that this it unlocks a rage or temper tantrums. That's what I'm seeing. This is very childlike energy. This is foot stomping. It's not gone my way. How dare I be diminished? Somebody that has really, really been spoiled. This is spoiled frequency. So whatever you do, do not fall into the trap of comparing yourself unfavorably to this person, or wondering why this person has, won out. They haven't. This is entirely who they are, and at some stage they will either upgrade and go for somebody else who can offer them more, or your person is going to have a horrible wake-up call where they realize just how much they've sold themselves short in dealing with this karmic. But this is a karmic that's definitely good at entrapment. And this is a karmic who would not consider it beneath them to get pregnant in order to trap your person or keep your person in some kind of bind, or especially financially, but in a controlled situation whereby they get to bleed your person dry. That's all they're interested in. This is a very strong energy vampire going on here, even though in their mind they give so much and they offer so much, and they're doing your person a favor by even being in their company. Seriously. Oh, this karmic is a nonce. So, try not to be too judgmental, but seriously. This karmic is a complete nonce, and will happily throw aside any feminist ideology on behalf of sacrificing and prostitution of their spirituality. And I feel like your person really is invested to make this work, because I feel like they've got a lot riding on it, as in terms of other people's judgment of why they're with this person in the first place, or the disbelief of this being a workable dynamic. I feel like they have to convince themselves as much as they do other people, and there's a lot of energy invested into convincing themselves that this is a healthy situation, which it is not. And they stand to lose a lot. They stand to lose a lot energetically. They stand to lose a lot, particularly in terms of how they're perceived by other people. but I don't feel that this investment is going to work out. I feel like this karmic will betray your person, or they will dally. They could well be playing with options, is what I'm getting from this particular frequency. Because, like I say, they like to keep multiple doors open and compare and contrast who will do more for them, what will work better for them, what looks better in terms of their self-image. This is high maintenance energy. This is a high maintenance karmic. And this is a karmic that very well would use sex in order to manipulate. But I don't think they really enjoy sex. I don't think that there is an enjoyment here. There's not a connective space between these people. It's not connected. It's like a business partnership is the only way that I can describe this. It's like an agreement. I invest in you and you raise my profile or my follow account, I mean, whatever. And I feel that your energy is one of disbelief, and I completely relate to that, because it is. I find myself shaking my head, thinking, "Oh my God, really, really though." I mean, aren't we past this yet? Doesn't this belong to the Middle Ages in some way, shape, or form? You know, and if they had phones, they'd be calling you and asking for you back. But I'm feeling that your person is a provider, kind of by nature, and that's fine. I mean, it's a beautiful energy, but currently it's being taken advantage of, and I feel like it's part of the problem of how your person is fairly rigid, I feel, about gender roles, or at least the roles within the relationship. And in some way, this karmic is providing entertainment to your person, and that is something that they feel. I mean, this is proper, like, I want to say inverted king space, like an inverted king energy, where they feel, again, there's a kind of need to be worshipped, or a need to call the shots, or a need to control. And they can control this karmic, they can manipulate that space. In terms of bribery is what I'm getting at, but actually the karmic is also manipulating and controlling the space in terms of pressing the buttons of your person's insecurity, which your person doesn't think that they show, but the karmic does know, because the karmic is very experienced at spotting this. They see it a mile away and they hone in on it because they know that they can utilize it so that they don't have to do anything. They are so superbly lazy. And this is the kind of karmic that could have serious vengeance issues against you, or serious jealousy that they won't acknowledge as jealousy. I feel like this karmic might constantly compare themselves to you and constantly try and tell themselves that they are in a position of superiority, or that in some way that they are the winner in this situation, but they really aren't. On a spiritual level, they are nowhere near, and they know it. There's part of them, small as it may be, buried as it may be, that knows that they cannot compete in arenas that they are totally alien to. And I feel like your person, should they allow themselves to think about it, which I don't think they are, I'm just going to say that, but I just don't think they are, but I feel like your person feels badly, is what I'm getting. I feel like your person would struggle to look you in the eye, because it would face them with an element in themselves. So don't be so remotely surprised if there's intense avoidance going on with your person because of this situation. I do feel like they're avoiding a lot of that, and I feel like they just do not want to get in touch with that core soulful energy, because I feel like they know that they've got it. I feel like your person is aware that they've got that soulful energy, but they just don't want to acknowledge it. They just don't want to see it. They just they've told themselves that it's that the physical world is the most significant energy. I think they'd rather throw over their heart in terms of what they conceive as practical, or extending of their influence, or admired by others. And they may have influence and may be used to getting what they want. But this is very hurtful. This is a very hurtful cutting off or shutting down of their heart space. But at the end of the day, this person and this karmic are going to wind up deeply unhappy or very bored with each other. I think they're going to run out of conversation at record-breaking pace, without social interaction, without other people to impress, without the world at large paying interest or attention in them. There is absolutely nothing here. There's nothing but, you know, nice fabrics and, you know, great restaurants, potentially. It's all gloss, it's all show, it's fake. Yeah, this is completely fake. So there's not much that you can do. You have to let this person, these people, learn their lessons, and I do think that they will. I cannot see this situation lasting long term, at all. Not with this karmic being so inclined. I just don't get that. And I really hope that in some way that resonated with you. And please do like, subscribe, drop me a comment if it did. And yeah, I look forward to reading for you again. Bye, guys. Hi, Stack 3, and welcome. So you're going to know pretty quickly with the channeled readings, especially whether this is your particular number or not. If it isn't, then feel free to pick another number, because what is coming through here is beige. Beige, that's why I'm being shown. Good God, this situation is monotonous for both of these individuals, for both your person and this karmic. It is boring, achingly boring, and it's just, yeah, a treadmill. That's what I'm being shown. I'm being shown a treadmill. It's like day in, day out, nothing changes, nothing is challenging here, nothing is altering here. These people are stuck in a groove together. They're stuck in a rhythm together. They're stuck in a space that doesn't excite or ignite any aspect of either of them. I've been given the image of like being, I don't know, stuck in a soundproofed room. It's muffled. That's the sensation coming through here. There's a muffled energy. Everything is dampened. In truth, I feel this relationship is over. I'm being shown the coffin card by from the Lenormand, and that's giving me a sense of emptiness, a sense of just existing and not living. This is like super sad energy here. This is super depressing, energetic. This is feeling like there's no other options but each other, potentially as well. It feels very, very mundane. And it feels like neither of them really know what to do about this, apart from just do what they've always done and go through the motions. That's what's happening here. This is a stale frequency, and it's very undermining for both of these people to be in this constant continuum, is what I'm getting. I think your person is really depressed. I think this karmic is really depressed. I feel like there's very, very little communication of quality or meaning in this situation, in this scenario. And it's as though they've both tried to convince themselves that this is normal, or this is just the way it is, or they're together because it's gone beyond the passion or the emotion or the feeling, and they're just now in a settled energy. They are settling, and this will just bleed more energy from the situation. This is not going to ignite the situation. This is not going to make them feel rejuvenated or alive, or even that they're really embracing their existence. I feel like almost when there are challenges or dramas or anything else that might go down, it might re-engage them with each other. So I feel like it's only then that they feel that they want the other one. This is pure habitual energy going on up here. These people are used to each other, end of. They're used to this kind of slough of energy, this depressive hole of inert energetic frequency, it's very stagnant. I am seeing the Four of Cups here. I feel like there's a lot of maybe regret at the loss of you in this situation, or feeling that maybe they made the decision to be with this person. I don't really know your situation, your personal situation, because what's coming through most significantly is the beigeness of this particular karmic relationship. But there is a sense of isolation. There's a sense of the drowning of passion is what I'm feeling in this. A drowning and heaviness. I'm seeing 10 of Wands now, so like a burden. I feel like it may be that there's a sense of responsibility or having to carry something, or that it would be too uncomfortable, too difficult, too awkward to change things now. I feel like these people do not communicate well with each other. Even if they were speaking from the heart, I just don't think that the other would be able to acknowledge or understand where they were coming from. And again, I'm hearing that muffled sound from being like inside a box. It's like buried alive. It's a really unhappy feeling. I mean, rousing the energy from this space is going to take some significant effort. It's going to take a fundamental decision, or it's going to take like a kickstart frequency. It's like a dead battery on a car. It's going to need some kind of jolt, some kind of external assistance to get the energetic moving. I feel like your person does have this within them, but at the moment that it's really cut off. They're really cut off from being able to get the engine running, being able to get themselves moving. I'm seeing the Chariot in reverse. I feel like they are very stuck, or they feel like they're stuck, and it's also the Chariot's a very goal orientated card, so it's almost like they don't have a goal, or they don't know where to aim their energy, or that maybe there is something wrong with their vehicle, maybe there is some problem with transportation, maybe that they are limited in how far they can go, or how far they can get at this point in time, and the effort required to travel forward seems like a gargantuan. That's what I'm feeling. It seems like an enormous feat that they would have to perform, and I feel like the energy that they're coming from, the base energy that they're coming from, is not providing enough. Like, there does need to be some kind of external spark here in order to get things moving. It's flat. Both these people could potentially bury themselves in work, or or put their energy towards the day-to-day functioning of things is what I want to say. But I mean, there's no outlet here. There's no engagement. There's no lightweight energy. There's no giggling or laughter, or this feels very convenient. This feels very like old pair of slippers kind of thing, they are so antiquated that the soles are falling off kind of thing, like get a new pair kind of energy. Please just do yourself a favor, because it's making both of these people feel really unappealing, feel really unattractive. This is actually how to be deeply lonely in a situation with another person, which is always, I believe, it's worse to be feeling isolated with other people than it is to be on your own, because being alone does not necessarily mean being lonely. But these people are feeling alone in a very lonely way, in a very it's isolate is what I'm getting. But there is a lot of fear here. There's a lot of fear of change, a lot of fear of having to adapt or alter. And I feel like it's over-thought about or over-intellectualized, or there's some kind of removal from the emotional capacity, from the heart space, from the true magic alive spaces. It's departed from that. It's something that they're used to. It's almost as though that they look at each other and expect the other one to provide some kind of energetic that will change or make this situation more bearable. And I feel there's a sense of feeling trapped here, a sense of feeling trapped. I am seeing the Eight of Swords. So, yeah, there's a feeling stuck, feeling trapped. But it's actually, in truth, it's that they haven't got the Ace of Swords to cut through. They haven't got that ability to make the decision to cut through from this space. And I don't see anything particularly changing at this moment in time. For your person, it feels like that this individual is just not the way that they thought they were at the beginning of this scenario. They could have it could have felt very different, and I do feel like they're very much on the same page with their energy. But sometimes you need variational energy. You need people to be different from you in order to inject difference into your frequency, especially if you get to this point of kind of a low ebb, which is going on here. I am also being shown the mice in the Lenormand deck, so there is a sense of feeling undermined, or feeling that things are reducing, possibly on the physical level as well, that maybe their finances are gradually depleting, or there is a gradual aging or staling of this situation, which can't go on forever. I mean, eventually they will run out of resource, or run out of any level of energetic being maintained here, even if it's like a gloss to the situation where they both pretend to themselves that this is fine. I just don't think that they can do this like forever. It's just not going to be able to be held together forever. But also there's a sense of feeling that they have to climb a mountain. I'm seeing a mountain from the Lenormand now, in order to try and get out. They feel completely blocked. They feel completely wedged. That there's no ability to overcome this. I feel like your person feels like a great distance from you potentially here, or that there is a block, and maybe there's a lack of communication, maybe there is radio silence, maybe there is just an inability. Yeah, it's muffled. This is a muffled energy. With these two, I don't feel, it's not like they don't care about each other. That they do, but they cannot provide to each other what needs to be provided. They're both in the same boat, and it's sinking. And there needs to be like a rescue from this situation from an external perspective. This feels very neglected. It feels very it's just it feels like an environment that is graying. There's a desperate need for self-care for both of these parties. A desperate need to be able to place themselves and their own desires and their own dreams and their own wants and needs at the heart of their life, and just to re-engage the heart space. And your person feels really disengaged from participating in that. They'd rather kind of look to something else, look to a plan for the future. I feel like possibly the karmic is working with other people, or attempting to work with another. There could be a child involved here, or a third person involved in this situation, or a friend of the karmic, or and they are on the same page as what I want to say, if that's the case. But I just don't feel like your person is really engaged in that. I feel like they're bored by this situation. And they know they're hurting, and they know they need to escape. They know they need to find a way to release themselves. And I think that they are, because of this awareness, the energy is moving slightly more towards the releasing. but there's a problem with relinquishing the control. It's easy to control this space, and therefore I don't think that there may be an issue with feeling out of control, or there's a sense of like firming up to the point where you can't breathe. And there's a real fear of feeling out in the cold or feeling rejected. And I feel that they look at you in pretty glowing terms, actually. I feel that they see you as the Empress in the tarot, as their counterpart, but I feel like they see you having departed this situation or having left behind this situation and heading to somewhere more exciting, or but there is movement in your space, there is movement, and they see you as kind of journeying or traveling or exploring or finding something new, and this makes them feel even more depressed. This makes them feel fed up. It makes them feel slightly resentful also, I think. For some of these people, there could be an issue with addiction, potentially with alcohol or drugs or something like that, or some kind of numbing out is what I'm feeling, like a numbing. Yeah, I'm hearing comfortably numb. And time is passing, and I feel like spirit is trying to message your person. I feel like spirit is saying, like, come on, are you gonna lie around? Are you gonna you just stay there feeling bad? Because your person does know the truth. Your person is holding on to the truth. I just think that they're afraid of heartbreak or heartache, or again a sense of feeling like they're responsible or carrying a burden or something. But I think they see you in very dynamic terms, but I just don't feel like they feel like they could match you at this point in time. And it is feeling like they do want to communicate. It is feeling like they do want to drop defenses potentially in this situation. They want. I feel like they keep an eye on you. That is definitely coming across here. I feel like they do maybe watch you. And again, I'm feeling like some level of distance here with the mountain from the Lenormand frequency. I'm seeing also the Three of Wands. So I do feel like they are looking maybe for an opportunity. And it's time for them to just not care about potentially other people's opinion on their situation, or desire to have them stay. I feel like there maybe spirit is pushing a person to a point via boredom and via like monotony, to actually release on their defensive position or release on their genuine emotional contents, and be able to kind of drop their guards and be able to look to the future, be able to look they are looking at you. I feel they are looking at you. But there is a sense of pain or previous pain, and a fear of causing more damage, or a fear of rejection. I want to say that as well. But this is like protracted heartbreak that this person is in. It's a desire. I mean, I think partly their energy levels are low and they're feeling flat because they are recovering from feeling heartbroken is what I'm getting, or recovering from being in pain. But actually, the less action taken here, the more the protraction of the pain, the more that they are sitting in heartbreak, and that is kind of an unending vibration. And it's just, this is really sad. I feel like they want to come in. I feel like they do want to work on things. I feel like it just feels very wary. It feels very cautious. It feels overcautious or overthinking. And I think this person is afraid of conflict, or of you saying certain things that may well be true. I don't know, but I feel that they can't take that. They are feeling very weak. They're feeling very vulnerable. They are feeling that the emotions, it wouldn't take much to trigger this person's emotional content to complete collapse. In a way, I feel like this is what your person needs. I feel like they need to be triggered to expressing their emotional content, and I feel like you are somebody that would be able to do that. But there is a fear of judgment, or there's a fear of, I mean, this person feels like they are just looking to the future, or dreaming about what is to come, or looking at a horizon here. And I feel like it occupies a lot of their thinking, and I feel like they're very much in an anxious headspace, or a stressed headspace, or a space that could potentially interrupt their a downtime, or their sleeping, or this is very Nine of Swords frequency coming through here, like overthinking about something. And I feel like they're worried that there would be more damage. They don't want to hear potentially what you might have to say, especially if you're quite straightforward with those things, or if there's a sense of really knowing your boundaries. And because of that Empress energy I'm picking up, then I definitely feel that that's the case. The Empress, doesn't bother with things that are not in their best interest, but not in a negative way, but in a way that if it's a waste of time, why would they waste their energetic? And maybe there has been time that's passed here. I am getting a sense of the ticking, talking clock. And I'm feeling for most of you that you are single, and that you are looking towards new things or new projects, or it's very much not in the same energetic zone as this person. But like I say, I think that's actually a benefit to this person, should they choose to communicate and drop their guard. There is a desperate need to be extremely honest with how they're feeling, about how they're feeling, in a space where they feel that they potentially won't be judged. And maybe that's the fear here. I think the fear is that you may judge them, or you may consider it as like something that they deserve. And maybe it is. I mean, I'm not here to say one way or another, but the truth of this situation is that your person is learning via this monotony, via this like gradual undermining of things, via the gradual corrosion, is what I'm feeling. That the mice from Lenormand popping up again in my mind. There's a gradual corroding of where they're standing, of their energetic. Again, I'm getting the allegory of the chariot upturned, like the vehicle that you can't get started. The more it sits, the more it rusts, the more it eventually breaks down. The elements will gradually corrode, gradually change the position, but it's not going in the right way. It's moving. It's removing them from benchmarks or finances, or anything that could feel like it's coming from a place of stability. And I think your person is aware that they love you, but there's a lot of inner conflict or inner turmoil about that, and they don't know what to do with this. I mean, this is a large part to do with how they perceive you in a much more elevated position, and kind of maybe working on things, like I say, that are new or dynamic, or are laying the ground stones for your future existence. I do think, though, that this person is gradually coming to terms with the fact that they want to offer you some kind of protection or support, or environment of safety or love, but there is a lack of ability to relinquish control because they are afraid of pain. But they desperately want a new start. They do. They desperately want a new beginning. because I think on an emotional and on a creative level that you are the ignition. You spark this person into a different sense of themselves. And I do feel like this is very much, they're aware that they are your counterpart. But there is this holdback, there is this repressional flavor about this, where they are pulling back. They feel wounded. I do feel like they feel like you could help them overcome their wounding, but they've kind of told themselves they just need to wait. I feel like they just feel like they need to wait, or they need to be patient. But like I say, like, nothing's going to change unless they do. But they are, being shown the Hanged Man, they are very much in a suspended position. And with a Hanged Man, though, the energy is one that is gifted by the universe in order to kind of pause in between the acts of your life, so that you are able to gain a different perspective. And I think that's what this situation is actually bringing to your person. It's giving them a completely different perspective, potentially on you and on the relationship, but they feel wounded, or they feel damaged, or they feel that it would create more wounding if they approached it, and it possibly would. It would be a third party situation, which would possibly create pain or drama, and they don't want to hurt themselves any further. I think they've hurt themselves quite a lot here, and I don't think they want to hurt you in this situation, but there's strong desire for you, and there's strong desire to resurrect things with you, and to have that firm foundation with you, and to provide some kind of stability or consistency, and to be the person for you that they know that you deserve, is what I want to say. And this is very sad, because they just don't see themselves in those terms. They just don't see themselves as able to do that. They see themselves as like wounded, burdened. There's a sense of possible self-sabotage, and it could have been the time spent dwelling in this situation. And it may be that they feel cut off, or that they feel that, there could be a blocked communication. I mean, you could have cut this person off, or blocked them, or, ended things. I feel like they're worried about what you could say about maybe previous energy that they've been in, or frivolous energy is what's coming through, or like I am seeing the Three of Cups, so taking it too lightly, or involving you in a way that didn't have foundation, or that was just for their own emotional gratification, or all of those things. But now they've got themselves stuck, and it really feels like a fear zone. It really feels like a sort of purgatorial horribleness. This is sad, and I don't want to be really depressing about this, but I just have to say what I see. It's just a massive block of fear, a huge block of fear, and also the fear of having nothing. It's almost like they'd rather have something than nothing, even if that something is making them miserable. And that could be the position of the Karmic, because Spirit is getting me to see them both in exactly the same frequency. There's very little to distinguish these frequencies. They are mirroring, which is what Karmic energy is intended to do. It's intended to mirror back to us the issues that we have, and therefore to be able to break free from those issues, or to deal with them and heal them. And therefore, as we change, so life kind of alters to change and mirror around us this new energy that can come in. But your person is working on themselves, albeit seemingly slowly. It's just, like I say, it's a slough of energy that they've got to get themselves out of. And I think that's pretty much all I've got for you, and I really hope it resonated. And if it did, please like, subscribe, throw me a comment. So lovely to hear from you, and I'll read for you again soon. Bye, guys. Hello, pile 4, last but by no means the least. So, as I've said with the other readings, this is a channeled reader, and therefore the frequencies that come through to me are really specific. You'll know quite early on whether this reading resonates with you or not. If it doesn't, then feel free to pick another pile. So what I'm getting for you lot straight away, it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off, or it has just kicked off with this karmic situation here. There's been a lot of arguing, is what I'm feeling. There's been a lot of arguing, niggling back and forth, not seeing eye to eye. There's frustration with each other coming from both the karmic and your person. And I'm hearing, oh, you just don't understand me. That's what I'm getting. Like, it's a feeling of not being understood by the other person. It's a feeling of conflict. It's a feeling of a sense of defeat that is coming through in this particular scenario. Spirit show me a rocky road. I mean, this has been rocky, really rocky, and is still like very much in that space. I feel like one or the other may have departed at speed or kind of stormed off is what I'm getting, or like left the scenario. I think that these people may be taking a break, but I feel like in terms of you've got to be careful that you're not waiting on this person. I don't know why I'm feeling the need to say that. Just be aware of not waiting, because I feel like you're bored and fed up is what I'm getting for some of you. I think that you're a bit bored and fed up. And so therefore I think that you need to kind of pull your energy back from this space, especially as it's terribly conflicted at the moment is what I'm saying, what I'm feeling, sorry. And if you are feeling in conflict, or if you're feeling slightly aggro or slightly edgy, or slight, you got your claws out slightly, if you're feeling that, then I think that you might be picking up on the frequency of your person. And that's just a wee message for some of you. Yeah, I feel like there's been like a fight, like a big one as well here. There's been a lot of words spoken. I feel like, and I don't know whether it's your person or whether it's the other person, but there's like a physicality about this, like, I don't know, punching things or slamming things or kicking stuff. That's what's coming through. For some of you, your person works with this karmic, is what I want to say. Not for all of you, but there is a sense of them like having worked together to build something and being really hopeful about it, like putting money in the bank, or about like conserving resources or building something here. But there's a sense of having felt stuck, and that feels released in some kind of way. And I think it's been released in the energy of the fight. I think as well that your person might fully be aware that this is karmic, or that there is some kind of karma that they're paying in this situation. I think that could involve multiple people with this one. It does feel a bit messy. It feels like there could have been other people brought into the situation or referred to in this situation, or he said, she said kind of a thing. Or other people I've spoken to also think that you're blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of nonsense. But I feel like this karmic was invested in working with your person, in building with your person. But they've caused an almighty level of conflict or difficulty or turbulence. I feel like your person feels really betrayed or really stabbed in the back. I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. It's really messy. There's been some kind of ending to a cycle, and it's messy. Lots of words, like mean words, or a sense of feeling betrayed. It could be by multiple people as well, because like I say, I think this one could involve like a number of people. And one of these people, I can't work out whether it's the karmic or your person, although I think for most of you it's your person, is looking to depart or has departed just to get things calmer, to commit to something more stable, or just to find some kind of advice, I think, potentially as well. They may have gone to somebody for advice, or for some kind of support. It could be a masculine frequency here that is supporting or supportive a good listener or an advisor. It could be that this is an advisor in a legal framework. If these people are married, it may be that there's consideration of being divorced, or it could be any of those things. But there's a number of scenarios here. I do feel for a lot of them there's some kind of marriage involved, whether it's with you or whether it's with another person. I'm not altogether sure. This could even be like marriage counselling, is what I'm getting for some of these people. Something feels like it's ended here, though. I am seeing the death card up here. I feel like something is over, and there is maybe a grieving that is going on in this space with your person. I feel like there's a desire for a new beginning, but I feel like this new beginning is actually sort of triggering some alone time. I'm kind of seeing the Fool next to the Hermit, which is a bit of an odd one. But like I think that it's like a new sense of going within to find the answers, a new sense of, and possibly of isolation as well here, like not being around other people, but it feels like it's preferred, is what I want to say. I think, for most of you, it's your person that's left, but it could also, it could be that it's the karmic that's decided that they have a desire to jump into a new space where they are on their own and they don't have this drama or this turbulence or around them. Because this is like a messy ending, and the Ten of Swords for me is like lacking conclusion, and seeing the Death card along with it as well, it's like there's a potential that they will never like get a clean ending or a clean break. The only way to kind of break this space is by having it done in a messy capacity, which is not ideal, but it's sometimes the way it has to be in order to conclude something. I feel like a person's gained a lot of maturity in this process, and there is a transformative energy, obviously with the Death card, that is really massively significant. It's the most transformative card in the deck. It removes things that need to be removed, and for me the Death card sort of happens to you. It's something that you encounter a force that's bigger than you, and your only choice is to accept the position, to accept the space. And so this is about self-reflection for your person. I think that they're reflecting on what's gone down. They're reflecting at how painful this cycle has been. And they are it's ended, though. It's the end of it. It's kind of releasing any level of betrayal. It's also needing to come out of victim mentality. But it's going to take a steadying. It's going to take a calm space. So I think there's been a huge blowout. It could have involved a number of people. It could have been quite a showdown here. Very dramatic. And I think that your person has now left a space where they are now, I feel, on their own, considering things, transforming, possibly going through this a grieving process. And I think I'm hearing the word grief. It's given them a lot of grief in multiple ways. There is a strong desire for union here with you. I feel a strong desire for you in general. I think there's a lot of attraction in this space. But if it's not already taking a lot of strength, it's going to require a lot of strength, because there's emotional manipulation at play here, and I feel like it's coming from the karmic. It feels like this karmic is using something or someone or some information that they have against your person. I feel that this may have been a means in which to control your person, or make your person feel afraid of things closing or concluding, but it's a torturous energetic. It's like this person is, the karmic is really kind of bitter. I feel that I am seeing the Queen of Cups in reverse, which for me is very emotionally manipulative. It's a resentful energetic that's coming through. And I'm hearing the rhythmics, thorn in my side. Thorn in my side, you know that's all you ever were. A bundle of lies, you know that's all that it was worth. Yeah, wow, I think your person is feeling really screwed over. Yeah, I'm hearing the line, I got what I deserve. Yeah, I feel like your person knows that there's some kind of energy that they have been involved with, or that they actively participated with, and they feel like it's deserving in some way, that they because of dealing with this person, because of dealing with this karmic. I feel like this comic has zero love for your person. I feel like, and it may well be reciprocated, because there is a lot of conflict up here. There is a lot of pain. There is a lot of difficulty. It's so messy, this energy. And I also feel like this comic does like really play the victim, and really kind of makes themselves out to be the wounded party, or the one that's been really long suffering in this situation. And it's going to take some significant strength from your person to not be provoked in this situation. I feel like they've been held back in this situation, or there is a need to hold back from retaliation, but they feel really hurt. Your person is feeling really, really hurt. And there's a sense of betrayal here. There's a sense of betrayal of maybe what they once had as well. They do not see this karmic in good terms. That is 100%, I'm sure about that. And some of these people like feel that this karmic has like willfully manipulated the situation in order to hold them back, in order to prevent them from listening to their instinctual energy, or listening to a space within them that was coming from a genuine passion or a genuine desire. And there is a desire to recover and to heal in this energetic, because although the kind of the illusion has fallen away, there is still a huge amount of confusion in your person's space. I feel they feel knocked about in an emotional way. It may be for some of you that this is energy related to the past, as in they may not be with this karmic anymore. Maybe they're trying to build something with you. That could be the case here. But this person is a continual thorn in their side. So maybe they've got a child or children with this person, and that is used against them. Or maybe there is some kind of power. Yeah, there is some kind of information that this karmic may have that could damage or injure or ruin, and this karmic is not beyond lying about this either, not beyond manipulating this situation to make themselves look like they are the ones that have been injured, they are the ones that have suffered, but they want your person to hurt. And I think they've successfully achieved really, really injuring your person. This karmic smacks of like narcissistic qualities going on here, and they should not be trusted with any level of information that could injure you or your person, because they will use it. They will use it to manipulate and to be able to, and to attempt to provoke. This karmic is not beyond doing whatever they can to make sure that your relationship with your person doesn't occur, or it doesn't roll smoothly, or that your person suffers, and that they create injury, or that they paint your person in the worst possible light, is what I'm getting. And if they don't care, I'm not quite sure why they're so bloody invested, but this feels like a pride issue. This feels like well, if you don't want me, you don't get anyone else, or I'm going to make this like extremely hard for you. There is no desire from this karmic to find the smooth road. This karmic is quite happy with it being a bumpy pathway. It feels like a power play. It feels like it puts them in position of feeling that they have some kind of control, or they're able to exert their influence, so that your person is held back, so that they are continually provoked towards expressing their displeasure or losing their rag, or feeling emotionally like flattened. It's it's so that your person doesn't put their self-care above this karmic and this karmic situation. They'll do everything they can to make your person feel crap. This karmic is a real piece of work. And in regards to you, I think you need to be cautious here. I think that this karmic would resent you just by proxy. They may feel that your person wants to come towards you, or is going to attempt to build something, or is already in the process of building something, because for some of you this could be a newer situation, and then maybe this person is an ex that you're dealing with. This person is going to continually want to be a thorn in your side as much as in your person's side. They will be jealous, resentful, and again, not below lying about you or this situation. I think your person's feeling pretty heartbroken by this scenario. I think they are hard out manifesting you, though, and trying to manifest like an easy road, a smooth progression. There's a lot of love here, I feel, and a lot of potential within your relationship if it is early doors. Otherwise, I think you already know this. And I feel like your person feels that you are like some kind of healing balm within this energy. And again, I'm feeling like there's a lot of people involved, or a lot of energetics have been involved, or legalities potentially, or yeah, be very wary of this karmic. This karmic could have some kind of magical capability, or is not beneath using like magic in entirely the wrong kind of ways. If you know that they're that way inclined, that is. Your person has a real desire to travel away from this situation, and travel towards your space is what I'm getting. They may feel that they have to hold back in some kind of way at the minute, because there is a sense of them needing to recover, or needing to heal their heart, or needing to overcome the pain that they have experienced. So this could have been going on for a while, but I feel like there has been a recent conflict. I feel like, yeah, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like they really want a new cycle. They want things to roll in their favour. I feel like they almost feel at the whims of fate in some way, shape or form. I think they perceive you as being very sexy. That's what I'm getting. Just owning it, really, and engaging with you, and having some kind of easy communication with you. It feels like things are more fortunate for them, or it feels like luck is finally on their side. It is what I'm getting when they engage with you. And they may not be telling you everything about how they're feeling at the moment, or they may struggle to express that, or they may feel wary of it, or nervous of it, or but maybe they're not proud of stuff that's gone down in the past. But hey, we all have pasts, so it is what it is. They just want the end of this cycle. They just want a conclusion to having felt really held back in their natural instinctual energy. They may in some capacity ask for your support or help in dealing with this person. Whether you want to engage in that or not is entirely dependent on your personal situation with them. I think the less you are emotionally involved in whatever's going down between the karmic and your person, the more that you are going to be able to provide the right kind of energy to this situation. And whether you're in contact with this person or not, and this is happening away from you or not, the idea is that you progress yourself, which assists your twin, and therefore you both attain a certain frequency, whether you want this person or not. So your decision to not be impacted or provoked or sad or sorrowful about this situation on behalf of your person, or in terms of involvement in this scenario, is very, it has a very big bearing on the smoothness of your relationship with your person. And like I say, your energetic will help them. The less you are emotionally engaged or able to be provoked, even if it's by proxy, even if you don't know this karmic, then you need to step back from any level of feeling saddened or weighted, or that this is interruptive, or that you're fed up, or that you're it's feeling stagnant, or it's not moving fast enough, or any of those energies will just actually contribute to what this karmic is attempting to create for your person, which is a hold up, a hold back. Your person does have real insight and does have real capability in the spiritual arena. I think that there's strong intuition in your person's space. And it may be that they don't use the same terminology as you or whatever, but it's there regardless. Yeah, there's a massive desire to move forward with their eyes fixed on you as the end goal, is what I'm getting from this particular dynamic here. They see the potential for everything with you. They see a potential I'm seeing the 10 of Cups. They see complete fulfillment here, and they want to get to you at speed, is what I'm getting. There's strong sexual desire and strong magnetism, like that's for sure, but it's more than that. There is an emotional desire for the connection. There is a strong focused energy about this space, and this person is focused on you and focused on union with you. I do think your person is capable of being like fairly spontaneous, or maybe a little bit impulsive as well. Maybe that they want to come in at speed, is what I'm getting here. There is a strong desire to like jump in a car and come to you, or jump on jump towards you in some way, shape or form. I am seeing the Chariot. I am seeing that is a very fast moving card. It's very much focused on the end goal, and I feel that end goal is you. I do feel they want to drop their guard. They want to reveal like an inner realm to you. They've been carrying an awful burden, and I feel like they're still carrying some kind of burden, or it's something that's made them feel really lacking in fire force, lacking in like movement or progression, or in their instinctual zone, but they need a break. I think that they just need rest, they need recuperation, they need some peace and quiet, is what I'm getting. I just think that they know that this is something different. They know that there is some kind of connection here, but they see you in sort of stable terms or glowing terms, or that you're quite dynamic, or I think that they feel that you're in a better position than them, or you're in a more stable position than they are, or at least like that you know who you are. That's what I'm getting, or that you're okay with having spent time on your own, or that you're great in your own company, and this gives a sense of security to your person. This gives a sense of feeling comfortable with you. Just communicate that you're willing to go steady if you want this, if this situation to work out. I think that there is a need to be on the same page about taking things slowly here, like step by step, is what I'm getting, so that you can ground this energy. And there is a lot of potential here for a lot of love and growth and happiness. And that's what I'm picking up from you guys, and I really hope it resonated. And if it did, please like, subscribe, share, drop me a comment. Really helps me when you engage with my channel. And thanks so much for listening. Bye.